Hello, and welcome to the latest episode of the Unapologetically Yours podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Logan, and I'm so happy to have you here today. Unapologetically Yours is a podcast where we go deep on everything from spirituality to relationship and connection to business and belief systems. Because in a world where we've been taught to play by the rules, it's time to live unapologetically. And today, I want to tell you a little story. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Ashley Logan. I am a founder, entrepreneur. I do a lot of work in somatic practices and healing. I plan retreats and experiences for women to help them access their passion, power, and purpose. I wear a lot of hats in life. I am a mother of 3, and I am recently divorced. And doing all of those things all at once is a lot. And I'm going to tell you a story about a very special person who made a big impact on my life during a very tumultuous time. And that woman is a stylist named Tally Kogan. And she lives here in Chicago. And she is all about dressing like a queen and bringing out your inner beauty, and that if you look good, you feel good. And she is just this magical fairy that makes you remember who you are and feel that all things in life are possible. So the year was 2023. It was late 2023, winter. I signed up for an event at Tally's studio that was all about like wearing your crowns. And she had just launched a new line of headwear. And she was trying to, find a way to help people celebrate their queendom. And I was excited to meet Tally in person after we'd been talking for like several months about a personal brand styling session, but I wasn't sure if I could afford her and all of these things. So I signed up for the event, and as it turns out, I didn't have childcare, so I brought my daughter. And she was 7 or 8 years old at the time. And Tally was so sweet and special. She made my daughter feel so welcome. She made sure that she had all of the equipment to make her own crown. And I got to listen to the speakers, and we had a really beautiful day. And Tally offered just that day a special personal brand styling session at a discounted rate. And I knew that she had put out that offering just for me. And so I said, yes, absolutely. And so we set up a time between Christmas and New Year's to do the styling session and photo shoot. And I was so excited about it. And so come Christmas Day, it was actually the first Christmas where I didn't have my kids for the whole day. And they were with their dad, and they were gone for most of the day, and I didn't know when they were going to be back. And we were still living under the same roof, but had started to like separate out holidays and things like that. And it was hard. And so I heeded some of Tally's advice, and she wanted, before the styling session, me to go through my closet and do a good closet clean out to see what was working for me and what wasn't. And her recommendation was to take everything out of the closet and then put things in one by one. So I took everything out of my closet and started going through my clothes and started going through all of my, just everything that was in there. And it was the most cathartic experience. And so I started the process of going through all of the things that had been and intentionally choosing what was going to remain. And what a parallel for all of the things and challenges that one can experience in life, and being so intentional about what you choose to keep and what you choose to hold on to. So I went through my clothes, and at this point in my life, my body had gone through a ton of changes. I had had 3 kids, and then, starting earlier that year, I started intermittent fasting and really got like my hormones back under control. So I had returned to my pre-baby size and was so happy about that. But as I'm going through these clothes, I was seeing how many outfits that I had bought to hide myself, to hide my body. And so I put them aside and thought, I'm not taking that with me. Then went through other things that had carried negative connotation or I attributed to experiences that maybe weren't the best. And I set those ones aside. And then as I tried on all these clothes and I went through this system, I saw this oh my gosh, this massive pile of clothes that I was going to give away to make space for the new. It was pretty wild. I gave away, I think, like 8 bags of clothes that day. So one of the things that was so nice about it is that as I looked at my closet after that, it was only the things that I wanted. And so choosing an outfit every day became that much easier because I knew that no matter what I put on, I felt good in it. And I didn't have to sift through all of the other bullshit, other bad choices to be clear on what I wanted. And it went on, and I think it was like 2 days later, and I had the photo shoot and the styling session and was treated like just an absolute goddess through the whole experience. And actually, this is one of the outfits that Tally picked out for me, and I will give her an additional shout that I'm wearing one of the pieces from her Malkari collection, her jewelry line that she launched recently that I've just been so obsessed with. And then I had even more pieces that were aligned with who I am, my values, and my body, and could put those in my closet. And that was a wonderful thing too. And it got me thinking about the importance of us taking inventory in our lives about what's working for us and what isn't, and taking it all out of the closet and choosing what we want to put back in. And so that we stop carrying around beliefs that aren't ours, where we stop carrying around baggage that isn't ours, and choosing what we want from our lives and for our lives and in our worlds. And how much lighter our loads can feel when we're choosing ourselves, when we're choosing a path that is aligned with where we're going, when we're choosing the things that fit, that make us feel alive, that make us feel like we are whole people. And so, one, it made moving a year later a lot easier because I'd already gone through a lot of clothes. Not to say that I didn't have to shed even more layers moving forward. And I did with delight, but periodically taking inventory of what's going on in your life, what your needs are, and choosing you is really, really important. So I want to share sort of like as the months went on after that, I knew that life was going to get pretty hard because we were deep in the trenches of, figuring out what life was going to look like. And that's hard. It's hard to reimagine life, especially when you've got little kids and think about where you're going to live and what the parenting agreements are going to look like and all of those pieces. And in addition to that, I was still running my business and wearing all of the other hats. And I decided to ground into a practice to make sure that I stayed sane and healthy and tolerant and present and all of those things during the experience. And what I decided to do was start out every day with writing. And I chose to ground into gratitude. So writing 3 things that I was deeply thankful for and just putting that down on the page. And what I also did, and I took a page out of Tally's playbook and set an intention for the day and then dressed for it. So when I wanted to feel powerful, I would go into my closet and pick out something that made me feel powerful. When I wanted to feel feminine, then I go into my closet and pick out something that made me feel feminine. When I wanted to feel poised, professional, whatever it was, I set my intention for the day for how I wanted to feel. And then I was able to find in my closet an outfit that made me feel good, that I could then tackle the day and fully embody the intention that I was setting. And I also paired this practice with a Kriya. And in Kundalini yoga, there's often Kriyas or mantras that can help ground you in a spiritual practice as well. And so I committed to doing this for 40 days. And I have to tell you that it helped me get through some of the hardest moments of my life because I was choosing how I wanted to show up, choosing how I wanted to represent myself, and choosing what I wanted my experience to be so I could fully embody on all levels what I was trying to create in my life with more intention. So sharing this for you today so that you can take inventory of what's going on in your life and know that you've got the power to choose. Take it all out, look at each item, and choose what you want to put back in and carry with you. Thank you so much for tuning in to this little bitty episode of Unapologetically Yours. Get after it, clean out the closet, and don't forget to smash that follow button, that like button, wherever you take in podcasts, and shoot us a note, shoot us an email, leave us a comment, leave us a review. All of that means the most to me. And until next time, y'all, I'm Ashley, and I am unapologetically yours.